Elizondo and Garry Nolan are now talking about the UFO hearings that are scheduled for next Wednesday. And specifically, they're talking about what Sean Kirkpatrick may or may not say and the repercussions of him saying or not saying whatever that is. Get in here. This is Jack Connor with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like, please subscribe, share on social media, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, so many of you will know that, of course, we have the UFO hearings headed by Senator Kirsten Gillibrand scheduled for Wednesday of the coming week. And they are going to grill Sean Kirkpatrick, the director of AARO, the UFO, the Pentagon's new UFO program that was just recently enacted. And he is the leader of it, and he has not been very forthcoming so far. In fact, quite the opposite. Not only has he stonewalled, but he also has lied very brazenly about stuff and obfuscated what he did not lie about, and also seems to be trying to slow down the study of UFOs by co-writing a paper with Avi Loeb saying we should only study UFOs through the lens of conventional physics. So I don't have a whole lot of hope for Sean Kirkpatrick, but he is what we've got. So I guess we can cross our fingers and hope that the Congress puts enough pressure on him to actually pony up with some information. But let's hear what Lou has to say.
Question, are we talking about, it's one of two things. It's only one of two things. Either A, they're lying, or it's B, gross negligence. Right. Choose your poison. I don't really care. But both are not a good situation to be in if you are in the national security apparatus. And by the way, Congress already knows. So this is the kind of the big frustration that you see, like with Representative Tim Burchett. These guys aren't stupid. They already know the truth. And so when DOD comes out and they kind of do this soft sell, they don't realize Congress is painting a box around them, because the next time and the time after that and the time after that, there's more hearings, which, by the way, I'm thinking there will be. You're going to have more witnesses coming forward. And then they're going to contradict what was just said today, and someone's going to have to be held accountable, or hopefully they have another job by then.
So there you go. And Lou has a very good point. Sean Kirkpatrick and others have kind of painted themselves into a corner. They've kind of been lying all this time. So how are they going to be able to unpaint themselves out of that corner? Or, how can they begin telling the truth after they have been lying nonstop since the beginning? And I think that's a very good point Lou has. I wish I had an answer for it. I think they just need to start being honest now and say, oh, well, we just recently became aware of this information. It's a new office. We're not UFO people. Oops, maybe we made a couple of misstatements because we didn't understand stuff. And now we do, and here is the real information. So, maybe it'll go down like that. We'll see. We'll see. I think that would be a graceful way for Sean Kirkpatrick to get out of it. But let's see what Garry Nolan has to say.
Well, actually, I'm going to give you a two-part question. Number one, what is your best expectation for what will come out of this hearing? And secondly, where would you like to see disclosure at, let's say, the end of the summer?
I think in reality, you're going to see Dr. Kirkpatrick having to be very careful what he says. I think, though, that what you're going to see are more informed senators asking far more informed questions, and then unfortunately won't see the classified briefing afterwards, where they will ask those questions much more forthrightly. I don't expect anything huge out of this. It's going to be a performance of lawyerly level avoidance.
Right.
And I can't blame Dr. Kirkpatrick, for
I
that.
can.
Sure.
I would be delighted if it were otherwise. Now, where are we going to be in, let's say, 6 months, end of the summer? I do think that you're going to see some information coming from those on the inside who have decided to step forward.
I have been hearing the exact same thing, and I have I have very high confidence that will be the case. And then I'm going to ask you one last question. Do you think
and that will change? That will change things.
100%? Do you?
Yeah, okay, now that's juicy. Time will tell on that one, right? Oh man, but exciting days when whistleblowers are poised to come forward talking about some really interesting stuff. And Garry Nolan seems very confident that that is actually going to come to pass. So, it's hard to be as confident as he is not knowing what he knows. So we will see and cross our fingers. I love it when he says that Sean Kirkpatrick will be squirming on the stand, forced to, give a performance and speaking very lawyerly talk. And he doesn't blame Sean Kirkpatrick for that. I do. Sean could be more honest if he wanted to be. I'm sure he's under some constraints, whether that's from the control group or whoever is directing these narratives. Like Bray and Moultrie, they didn't come up with the idea to debunk the glowing flying green pyramid video as a bouquet effect. That idea probably did not originate with them. They tasked their chief scientist with telling them what that object was. He told them it was anomalous. So that was what they had to go on, is that it was anomalous. Somebody directed them to say otherwise. So somebody is calling the shots from above. Is that the control group? Is that just government people that don't want to go there, don't want to answer questions about this? Who's to say? But I'm sure that Sean Kirkpatrick is under the same thumb that Bray and Moultrie are in Word. It sounds like Moultrie is still in the mix, recommending funding or not recommending funding, as the case may be. So I know that Sean Kirkpatrick does not have a free hand in this. However, he does seem to be applying himself to the disinfo very passionately, even going so far as to write or co-write a paper with Avi Loeb. Surely that was outside the bounds imposed upon him by the powers that be. So it does seem like he is very eager to spread disinformation and to, obfuscate our understanding of the UFO phenomenon. But Garry Nolan has a great point in that people of Congress are becoming more and more aware of what's going on and more learned about what's going on, more educated, and they are being shown some stuff. James Fox has said that some people with the right credentials might be getting access to the labs themselves where UFO reverse engineering is taking place. He didn't specifically say members of Congress were doing that, but he did say that in relation to what was happening with Congress. So, it's exciting to think that, Kirsten Gillibrand and Marco Rubio might be being shown secret labs right now where they are reverse engineering UFOs. I mean, that is enormously exciting. So we'll see if they're able to talk about this. There is one unpleasant wrinkle to all this, and that's what this tweet from Joe Emergia is saying, or actually somebody was alerting Joe to the fact that in the hearing, there will be a closed session first, followed immediately by an open hearing. So the classified version of this conversation in Congress is going to be first. And once they get done talking about the juicy stuff, then they'll open it up and they'll answer a few general questions or not answer a few general questions, as the case may be, for public consumption. And that's just the way it's going to go down. Unfortunately, I'm not real happy about that. But it does mean that they are getting stuff done behind closed doors. And that, at least, is something. However, since Arrow is designed to clue the public in on what is going on, that is, its purpose, or one of its main purposes, it is very frustrating not to get the answers that we were promised. So, yeah, but it's early days yet. It is early days, and we'll see if Sean Kirkpatrick can course correct to the extent that he is allowed to do so. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please give this video a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Smash the subscribe button and the bell, of course, to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. I would love to see you guys there. And yeah, check out some of my other videos. Until next time, this is Jack with Cosmic Road signing out.